Hey friend, welcome back to Grief Questions Answered. I'm Eric, and it's my goal with these videos to share everything that I've learned about how to survive and find support in the loneliness of grief, and also how to intentionally get back up and live beyond the loss of a loved one. And so if this grief tip doesn't help you today, I'm confident it can and will help you at some point in the future. So be sure to save the video on this channel. And if you haven't done so yet, click that subscribe button down below, as this is the best way to get notified of new videos like this and to show support for the channel. But I'm really excited today, and I say that loosely. I'm excited today and glad that I got today's question from one of my one-on-one coaching clients, Marianne. And she asked me, it's been really rough. Does it get any easier? And I thought this was such a really good question, and I'm grateful for Marianne asking this, because it took me all the way back to the first couple of years of grieving the loss of Zoe. And I remember how in the first few months it seemed like the setbacks kept on coming, whether that was changes in relationships, that people dropped off or others showed up, expectations of how things should be going for me at that point. But most importantly, it was my own experience of walking through the abyss of grief. It was brutal. Between the emotional overwhelm and the fog, I didn't know where to go and what to do. And so it felt really frustrating and confusing and lonely. But somehow I just knew that I had to carry on, because I knew Zoe would be upset if I didn't even try. And so about 2 years into this journey, I was attending a storytelling event, and I shared my experience of how losing Zoe kind of forced me to figure this out, because at that point I didn't know how I was even still standing. In fact, the host of the event said to me, I don't think I could ever get back up, and I don't know how you did. And so my friends, I didn't take this as me having any type of superpower. Instead, what came to me was a metaphor that I shared with the host after he said that to me. And so I said, when we're pushed into this abyss of grief, it feels like any light of feeling better is almost impossible. And you have this tremendous weight of the grief on your shoulders. And as you begin to take even the smallest step forward, which is literally going just day to day, sometimes 1 hour to the next, every little step that you take, a little piece of that weight comes off of your shoulders. But you do have to keep moving. And when you get knocked down again, you always have to find a way to get back up just one more time, because that's where the progress happens. That's where your superpower comes into play. By consistently going from day to day, the smaller bits of this progress add up, and pretty soon you've actually developed a strength you didn't know you had in the first place. Not only with the steps you've already taken, but combined with these smaller bits of the weight that's fallen off your shoulders, you begin to feel like you've got this. And so, Marianne, it doesn't get easier, you get stronger. And that happens with every step that you take forward. Doesn't matter how big it is or how small it is, progress is progress. And so there are a couple of ways that you can take those steps no matter where you are in your grief too. Okay, first thing is to do what you can to make it to the next day and sometimes the next hour. The next thing you could do is get and stay connected to a support group that works for you. Things like friends and family, online and in-person groups, resources like books and videos like this, even podcasts can help. And finally, it's important to get a grip on your emotions. Why? Because in grief, we are challenged with amplified emotions, and those emotions aren't happy ones right now. But when you are able to get relief from those waves of emotions that come at you, you'll find that you'll have more strength and confidence to fight for your better days, to help you get to that next day, and to help you get out of that abyss of grief even faster. And so I hope this helps you, Marianne, and everyone who's watching this video. You got this. You're not alone here, and you're supported. And so I'd like to ask you, do you have a question about grief that I can answer for you? Let me know in the comments below. And by the way, Don't forget to join us in the Emotional Relief Workshop. All you got to do is head over to the workshop link in the description below and join us for the 2 most powerful breath exercises that will get you grounded and get you emotional relief in 90 seconds. Also, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Let's continue to walk together, and I'll see you in next week's video.